I feel like that's just like every time. Because oftentimes I find that as a mom, we sacrifice ourselves a lot for our children. And the thought process is that I generally have is my turn will come. It's not my turn yet. So that's what kind of keeps me going, is so long as they're good.
Being a mom is a lot. We're holding so much. I'll go first. I reach past the nicer clothes because they're for my future self. The one who feels accomplished and important enough to dress like an author. I'm just at home with the kids most days and can't be bothered to change out of my yoga pants after my workout. If I'm not seeing other people, who cares what I look like? Hair up in a messy bun, no makeup, is my typical everyday look. And for a person who wears the same outfit for 3 or 4 days in a row, I sure have a lot of clothes. Standing in front of my closet, as my eyes move slowly from left to right, I used my hands to push hangers apart to take a closer look at the garments. I realized there were pieces I hadn't put on in over a year. Pieces that a friend gave me years ago that I had yet to wear. And also some that weren't really a representation of who I am now. And a shocking 70% of my wardrobe is hand-me-downs. My friend was cleaning out her closet and was donating 2 big black garbage bags of clothes. I told her I wanted to sift through it before she took it to the thrift store. What an exciting upgrade to a whole new wardrobe. I fell in love with multiple pieces that were practically like new. From dresses to sweaters and even black, stretchy, wide-leg pants. I put on the fastest single-audience fashion show ever in the living room with my daughter, who said, "Finally, you can get rid of your skinny jeans," rolling her eyes. The big rack of clothes sits there, waiting for me. And brand new bouldering shoes from Mountain Equipment Co-op sit waiting too. We've been bouldering for over 3 years now, and every other person in the family has gotten new climbing shoes, except me. Just the other week, my husband spent $230 on his 3rd pair of brand new shoes, made for advanced climbers. I got my first pair of used climbing shoes on Facebook Marketplace for $25, but had to drive almost an hour each way to pick them up. He says he's saving time and hassle, but I did it to save money. Not surprisingly, the rubber is starting to peel off the leather on my shoes. It's the same thing that happens at Costco. We're weaving through shopping cart traffic, sending the kids off to grab their favorites, rice crackers and maple syrup. My son practically drinks it. And my husband gets the chips, coffee, and cereal for work. We're standing in line for checkout, doing a relay of all the items in the cart onto the conveyor belt. And my daughter says, "But other than the veggies and fruit, there's nothing in here for you, Mama." I shrug and say, "It's fine. I don't need anything extra." But in my mind, the lists for everyone in the house go on, especially when we go camping. I make the meal plan, just like any regular week, but I also pack the extra towels and bug spray and batteries, the things no one else remembers until it's too late. And of course, I always pack my own things last. Last weekend, my husband went on a boys-only trip to Tofino. He was excited to try surfing again and experience fishing in the ocean. I was tidying up the summer bucket the morning he left and found his swim shorts sitting in the pile of swimming gear. Later that evening, I was brushing my teeth, getting ready for bed, and saw his toothbrush still sitting in the cup. When I told my daughter, she said, "Wow, he can't even pack his own stuff for a trip. It's so obvious how much you do for that rat." I've gotten so used to doing for everyone. that the proof of my autopilot only shows up when I stop. I'm sure you get it. How many times have you reheated your coffee because you were running around doing things for others? You mentally juggle 5 tasks or more so everyone is taken care of. Do you ever feel like the house would fall apart if you weren't the one holding it together? The running around is you running from yourself. If I look closely, all of this is one behavior. I serve everyone. Years of training to know everyone's changing sizes, favorite ice cream flavor, and activity dislikes, only to become a stranger to my own needs. My husband had to ask me his health history. But it's my job to know all this, to keep tabs on everyone. It's what I'm wired for, they say. That's why we can multitask and make magic happen. But then again, I know what I don't need. I don't need Canada Goose hoodies or Gucci purses. I can't fathom paying $50 for a t-shirt when clothing pollution is a real issue. I don't need new everything all the time. I found a toaster oven on Marketplace for $15 that we use almost every day. I've gotten $2 charging cables from the local SPCA thrift store for my son's read-along wonder books. Just for fun, I even polled my Facebook friends asking how much they thought I got my Steve Madden tan-colored chunky sandal heels for. More importantly, I'd rather not be high maintenance and do without, because it's better for our bank account and the planet. Why waste money on things you don't need? It's all for a good reason. But apparently, every one of those good reasons ends with me last. You can't argue with a good reason, so I never tried. My noble, eco-friendly values became the bars in the cage I built, and they left me starving. We were on a family vacation with my in-laws to a quaint town off the coast of Vancouver. Opa treated us all to ice cream 3 times. Each time I exercised my serving skills and noted the flavors everyone wanted, 2 scoops to a cone. I placed the order and handed out napkins along with their cones. Opa asked why I didn't order ice cream for myself, and I said I was fine without one. He nodded and said, "As you wish." I was fresh off healing intestinal dysbiosis with my naturopath and didn't want to risk old patterns from decades before resurfacing. Sugar genuinely wrecks my gut, and touristy places are never cheap. I didn't need it. Everyone else can enjoy it because they love ice cream way more than I do. And at home, it's the same. I make waffles and crepes for everyone else first, and by the time they're all done eating, I have no appetite anymore, especially when I sit down alone at the table. Or if I'm on a strict gut healing diet, their dinner always gets made first. Then my dinner is an afterthought, or I just eat the scraps of their leftovers. I don't want to waste food, especially when so many people in the world go without. I got so used to having no options that I quit looking for them. My dad treats us to lunch sometimes, and when he asks which restaurant we want to go to, my answer is always, "Let me ask the kids." If someone stopped me in Costco and asked me what I wanted to eat, I would really need to think about it. Not what's easy to make, so it doesn't take a lot of time and energy when I'm tired. Not what's left after everyone else has taken their fresh share. Not what's allowed from the long list of what I should avoid or can only eat occasionally in small amounts. I'm fluent in 4 languages and the language of what everyone else needs, but I'm illiterate in mine. I don't know how to process my appetite for food without the restrictions ingrained in my thinking. But what do I want to eat? I honestly don't know. As a kid, I ate everything, from the pizza my parents made in their restaurant to authentic home-cooked Chinese cuisine and everything in between. My favorite was my mom's specialty, dumplings. My parents would have karaoke dinner parties, complete with those and cold side dishes. And that's where I learned to save and serve. Every day, I was the dishwasher. We only used the actual dishwasher when we had guests over. It was saved for guests, for show, or genuinely because there were so many dishes from hosting. I think the misconception was that it costs more to run. Yes, in terms of energy, but doing the dishes by hand uses way more water. So the math was wrong then, and the math I do in my head is wrong now. Beyond the surface of cost, though, my parents also wanted to teach me discipline through daily routines and how to contribute to the family through household duties. I showed up then to serve my family and still do now. Serving is one thing, but saving is another. Not only was I saving money by thrifting, buying off marketplace, eating scraps, and not wasting food, I realized I was saving myself. What am I saving myself for? I'm saving the clothes for when I embody the woman I want to become. Saving the ice cream until my gut is 100% healed. Saving money but trading it for time. Saving the book for when I'm a good enough writer. This feels like the rigged tests all over again. For something as simple as clothing, there is no passing grade that makes me wear what's in my closet. Waiting for my turn is the exact trap we talked about in the last episode. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. A mom I interviewed said, "My turn will come." But when? My husband says, when would now be the best time? It's always been now. I'm done deferring to the version of me that I strive for, but will never reach, because there's always a new bar, or, if I'm honest, a new cage. Yikes. So what if I choose now? Maybe it feels like mourning what I'll never get back. Like coming to terms with push-up bras that used to make a difference and bikini bottoms that weren't styled to cover scars. I've hung on to 3 sets of pre-baby 2-piece bathing suits for over 15 years now. When I got them, they were ahead of the trend, with smaller coverage on the bum, but tasteful nonetheless. They're still in my closet, on the top shelf of the hanging organizer. The first time I tried them on after kids was after my youngest turned 3. And despite time at the gym, I just didn't feel 25 and flirty anymore. I remember how much muscle definition I had without even having to work out constantly. They say the baby just takes what it needs from your body during pregnancy. I put my hands on my tummy and grabbed the stretched out skin and sighed. I miss the days when I didn't have to try on 11 pairs of shorts just to find one decent fit. The days when I didn't have to think about whether what I was wearing was appropriate for my age. The nights I could stay out late, wake up early, and still conquer the day. So, let me ask you, are there clothes in your closet from years ago you're saving for when you'll fit into them again? You go without so your family gets what they need. I don't just mean food or clothing. I mean hobbies, space and time for you, or maybe even your dreams. How much of yourself do you shove into a box in the back corner of the closet, piled under everyone else's belongings, labeled with later? And if I reclaim myself as a mom who buys new bouldering shoes for herself and wears the bikini to the beach, will my mom friends say I'm selfish for spending money on myself? Or that I should cover up? That I'm a bad mom if I don't put my family first, above all else? Why did you have kids anyway? Is maybe what they'll think. That I was never fit to be a mom in the first place. and don't belong in the room with them. Or I reclaim myself and nothing changes. When I finally wear the bikini to the beach and eat all the ice cream and nobody says anything. Instead of backlash, there's just silence. No one notices, and the day continues like any ordinary day. That silence is worse, because it would mean I made myself blend into the background so much that it wouldn't matter whether I was there or not. What if the house doesn't fall apart when I stop holding it all together? And I was just the one who decided I had to do it all. Then what? Is that what I want to pass on to my daughter? She already noticed the Costco cart, the skipped ice cream cone, and the rat comment. I don't want her to think she has to hold everything together for everyone else and leave herself behind, as I have. But if I do it, it can't be for her. It will be for me. I won't let her be the excuse, but she can be the witness. So, on the mornings I don't work out, I let the author I haven't become yet dress me. One day, I put on my Guess jean overalls from the thrift store and a striped white dolman sleeve shirt that I've had for at least 8 years. When my daughter comes downstairs for the first time in the morning, she says, "Ooh, I like your outfit. That's cute, Mama." She's into fashion and loves helping me put outfits together when I go out to karaoke. On Mother's Day, we went for ice cream down by the beach, and I was eyeing the delicious flavors in the case. She asked, "Are you going to get something this time, Mama?" I had 2 scoops of sorbet in a cup, guava raspberry and blueberry pomegranate. The sweet tart notes hit my tongue and I closed my eyes to savor the flavors. The little crystals melted on my tongue like butter, and I enjoyed it slowly, for once, even though I hate melted frozen treats. Last week on Father's Day, I went to MEC just to try on different styles and sizes of bouldering shoes, still intending to buy on Marketplace, and walked out with my very first brand new pair for $130. So, I'm getting there slowly, and it feels good. There's less tightness and more ease and flow. I'm overthinking less and actually doing. And the more I get back into my body, the more I trust myself. Years of survival meant disconnection from my body and needs. So, no more running. Slowing down is my way back to me. Your pace might look different. I'm trusting the rhythm I get to live in my own life, in my body, on my terms. You've seen me go all the way into my closet, my saving room. Now, it's your turn. Before you close this episode, notice one thing you've been saving yourself for. And send this to the one mom in your life who needs the room you just walked through. Next time, we'll talk about the body and why you need to come back to it.